Motorcycles are all packed. It was 2 good days of rest in Aizawl. We stayed at a place called Corporate Guest House. It's a nice place with a beautiful balcony view. These 2 days were quite relaxing, but now it's time to go. So we are going to Rayak today. There's a Rayak mountain peak there. We'll be going there, and then from there we'll stay the night in Rayak, and then tomorrow we'll be going to Silchar. We'll stay the night in Silchar, and then we may either go to Joai in Meghalaya, or we may go to Haflong in Assam. We hear that Haflong is also a very beautiful place. If we go to Haflong, we might stay there a day. There are a couple of waterfalls, etc. there that we'll take a look at. And then from Haflong, we'll go to Guwahati. And that'll be... So tomorrow we start our way back. So keep watching. We have arrived at Rayak. Rayak is a very, very small town, should I call it, or village on top of the hill. And we are at the Rayak resort, Rayak tourist resort. And it's surrounded by forests around me, if you look at it. There are forests all around. And we have taken this small cottage. Let me show you the cottage here. So today is Sunday, and most of Mizoram is closed on Sunday. Aizawl was like a ghost town. We passed through Aizawl and came to Rayak, and these are the 2 beds, and this is Sud. And there's a small balcony behind, which is absolutely amazing. And behind the balcony there are forests. So we're going to be spending some time here. Now, today we are going to go to the Rayak mountain peak. There's a small mountain peak here. The roads are under construction, so he said motorcycles cannot go there. So we are going to trek. It's an hour-long trek. So we'll be going to the mountain peak. There is also a Mizo village nearby. So we'll be visiting that as well. Keep watching. We have just passed through the Rayak town. And today is Sunday. So it is a ghost town today. All the shops are closed. There are no people around here. Everybody's either gone to the church or somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where they've gone. But all the shops are closed.
You decide to the track.
As usual, Sud did not listen to me, and he decided that he will listen to Google Maps and he will not ask anybody. There was a nice woman out there who said take a right, but we did not take a right because Sud never takes a right, he always takes a left. So after trekking for 4.5 kilometers uphill, we have come to realize that we went in the wrong direction and we could not reach Mount Riek's peak. But this is also not a bad place. If you look at it, it's a beautiful place. We are completely surrounded by mountains. We are pretty close to the peak. Sud also climbed the mountain here, the hill here, so, not a bad experience overall. But the day is not over. Keep watching.
Yeah.
So how was the trip so far?
The trip so far was good. It's like almost we are riding for 8 days in Mizoram. We covered Mammoth. From Mammoth we went to Nathial. From Nathial we went to Sangao, and from Sangao we came to
Tenzol?
Tenzol to Aizawl, and now to
Riek.
Finally, I was able to get Samut.
Right.
So
Tomorrow we start our journey back.
Yeah, tomorrow is journey back to Guwahati. So, मिजोरम यार बहुत ही शांत किस्म का वो लगा मुझे. यहाँ के लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं लेकिन रिजर्व हैं. आप खुद चल के बात करने नहीं आएंगे, आपको बात करनी पड़ेगी. और लेकिन हाँ, ओवरऑल वाज अ गुड एक्सपीरियंस. मतलब यहाँ पे लोगों ने हमसे चाय के पैसे नहीं लिए. कितनी जगह हम लोगों ने ढाबे पे रुके, चाय पी, बातचीत की, और उसके बाद उसने चाय के पैसे नहीं लिए.
इनफैक्ट हम लोग जब संघाव जा रहे थे तब रास्ते में हम लोग थक गए थे और बिस्कुट वगैरह ख़रीदने के लिए रुके थे. और वहाँ पर एक लेडी थी, उन्होंने हमको सामने से पूछा चाय पियोगे. तो हमने चाय के पैसे देने की कोशिश की और उन्होंने मना कर दिया कि नो 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 नो
नो नो नो पटी करेक्ट। यहाँ तक कि हवा भरने की भी हवा भरवाई थी मैंने अपनी बाइक में, और उसके बाद वो बंदे ने पूछा कहाँ से आ रहे हो, उन्होंने कहा हैदराबाद से आ रहे हैं ये वो, और उसके बाद पैसे नहीं लिए उसने हवा के भी। तो ओवरऑल पीपल आर गुड पीपल, in some way or the other way they have a gesture that we should help them, or we should just give them some token of appreciation for
and
coming
it's
to
not a
Mizoram.
very money minded culture.
Yeah, there is no money minded culture here. So बहुत ही सिंपल लोग हैं। जैसे संगाओं में वो एक छोटी सी बच्ची थी जो केयरटेकर की, तो स्कूल जाने के लिए पूरी रेडी होके आई थी, तो मैंने उससे पूछा था वो विच क्लास यू आर इन, तो इतने मासूम तरीके से उसने अपनी माँ को देखा पूछने के लिए कि बोलूं कि नहीं बोलूं।
और इससे होता क्या है, लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि यहाँ के लोग अच्छे नहीं हैं या एरोगेंट है या एटीट्यूड में रहते हैं, बट ऐसा है नहीं। लोग जस्ट इंट्रोवर्ट है थोड़े से और शांत स्वभाव के हैं। मेरी बाइक है, अभी ये बाइक अटेंशन बहुत मांगती है, बड़ी सी बाइक है, लेकिन मिज़ोरम में बहुत कम लोगों ने मुझे आके, वरना जनरली मैं उड़ीसा भी गया था, देयर ऑल्सो पीपल आस्क्ड that what is the price of this bike, how much mileage does it give, this that. But here people have, very few people have actually come and asked me about the bike. They will look at it, but they will not approach me asking me how expensive the bike is or whatever.
Correct. ये bike was not getting that much attention, so yeah. घूमने के पर्सपेक्टिव से यहाँ पे एज अ टूरिस्ट प्लेसेस तो कम है। यहाँ पे आप अगर आप टूरिस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आते हो तो देयर आर वेरी फ्यू पॉइंट्स व्हिच यू कैन सी एज अ टूरिस्ट, क्योंकि पूरा रॉ है।
It's not developed as a tourist
लोकेशन येट। लेकिन मुझे यहाँ के टूरिस्ट लॉजेस बहुत पसंद है। मतलब it is beyond my imagination कि एक government property, a tourist lodge with such a cheap rate, like what we paid 1,000-1,200
for this property. If you look at this property, the kind of property it is, if it would have been in Hyderabad or some other place, they would have definitely charged 8,000, 10,000 rupees.
Easily. And so, I mean, so for some things I'm really speechless in Mizoram with the experiences I had so far on that. Google Maps is a shit. I mean, sorry, Google.
When it comes to Northeast, you cannot rely on Google Maps. So today, for example, we walked for 4.5 kilometers trying to find Mount Riek.
So in total,
all 9
kilometers.
We could not find Mount Riek. But when we asked people, they showed us the way, and then now we don't have the energy to go to Mount Riek. That's a different story. But if you would have asked them in the morning, we would have reached Mount Riek very easily.
But morning में आप बात किससे करोगे? Today is Sunday, and Sunday is like a curfew day in Mizoram. Like Aizawl city is so congested, you don't even have a space to walk. Each and every shop was closed today.
Yeah, it was a ghost town today.
क्यों? क्योंकि everyone goes to church, everyone enjoys their Sunday. They just close their business.
In fact, this was something very interesting that we saw today here also.
Yes.
Riek, early in the morning, girls wearing gowns and beautiful dresses, men wearing shirts, suits, ties, and all. They all were going. Now, I don't know for sure, but I think they were all going to church for the Sunday Mass.
Correct.
It was beautiful, actually.
It was beautiful. So, roads मेरे हिसाब से खराब ही हैं, क्योंकि कई जगह NH2 का कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क चल रहा है, तो you will get a very good patch and then a very bad patch, then a very good patch, then a very bad patch.
But the good thing is that it is a work in progress. So the highways are getting built. I think in a year or two, the roads will become very nice here.
In Mizoram, but so far roads were...
And landslides is not a problem in Mizoram.
Yes, landslides are not.
Once the roads are built, they'll, stay.
They will stay. The one route which I really loved was Nathial to Sangao, which we took through Darzo. So this was like an old Mizoram road, actually very well maintained. There was not many potholes, not many off-roadings we did. It was pretty good road and a very scenic beauty. Like one side it's all jungle, the other side it's all valley. So that road I really love driving it.
In fact, the
Wantong Falls. Yeah.
Ventong waterfall, that route was also
Oh,
beautiful,
that
absolutely
was
beautiful.
awesome. That was awesome. So to reach the falls, I mean, the falls were not great. I mean, it will be great, but now the water is less, so it was not there much. But the sunset was pretty
Absolutely
good,
beautiful,
beautiful.
absolutely. And the route,
Route
that was also beautiful. I mean,
was
if you go early in the morning, the sunrise would be so beautiful there.
so
Because
beautiful.
you could
So
see the entire valley on the
valley,
left-hand side,
yeah,
and the sun would be rising, and all the
correct,
the shadow play on the valley would be absolutely lovely.
absolutely.
We did plan to go next morning, but we were just too tired to
Too
wake up
tired
on
to,
time.
yeah. Yeah, it overall it was a grueling ride to reach anywhere, especially the south part of Mizoram, the Sangao and all. We went to Sangao to see the Blue Mountains, but when we reached the Blue Mountain, it was like uh, the people. That reminds me a very interesting conversation. Remember, there were bird watchers who came to our
Right.
tourist lodge, and they then I was talking to them, and when I said that. We don't know what's going on. I mean, we don't get information in Google. We don't know where to go and all. Suddenly, a guy came named Joe. No. You tell me where you want to go. I'm the local guide here, and I think he
Took
was
it a
a
little
little
bit
offended by
offended.
the statement. But he really helped, and then he told us that the roads are bad, and we decided not to go because we were already tired. But yeah,
So, for people who want to go to Blue Mountain,
yeah,
there is a place called Far Park.
mm,
So you have to get to Sanghao first,
mm,
and then there is a tourist lodge there called Sanghao Tourist Lodge. It's the only good place in Sanghao. Yes.
Because every Monday का holiday है ना,
हाँ
कल का छुट्टी है
हाँ
पूरा
हम लोग सुबह 6:30 निकल जाएंगे.
छः से
हाँ, six
तो
o'clock.
आज हाँ आज
बिल
रात को
बना-
बिल बना दीजिए. अच्छा, हम लोग को टॉवल्स चाहिए. टॉवल्स चाहिए?
नहीं, मेरे को तो नहीं चाहिए.
नहीं चाहिए. फाइन, थैंक यू. बिल बना दीजिए. So, people who want to go to Blue Mountain, there is the Blue Mountain is, by the way, also known as
Yeah.
Phong Pui National Park.
Phong Pui National
There's
Park.
a place called Far Park.
Far Park.
And to get to Far Park, you have to first go to Sanghao, which is the gateway to Phong Pui National Park. There's only one good tourist lodge there called Sanghao Tourist Lodge.
That's the base camp of Phong Pui.
Decent place, actually. It's not 5-star facilities type, but it's a good place to be. Not a
Yeah.
problem. So you have to
It's
stay there.
basically a very old 90s or so tourist lodge. Facilities will be there, but don't expect luxuries.
Yeah. So you have to go there, and then you have to stay there for the night. Early in the morning, you have to go to Far Park. Now the roads there are horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible road. So if you are on a motorcycle, you have to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
It's not very far away though. It's a half an hour ride at the most.
5 kilometers, 8
about
kilometers.
8 kilometers, but still a half an hour ride. To park the motorcycle there. Now you won't find any food or any water or anything there. So you have to carry everything with you.
Yeah.
And then get to Far Park. You have to park there, your vehicle, whatever it is, car, motorcycle. And then from there you have to trek.
7 kilometers.
It's about 7 kilometers to the top of the Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain.
And it's extremely cold there.
Yeah.
In the night time, the fog that falls turns into ice,
Yeah.
right? So it's very, very cold there. I mean, obviously it will depend upon the season that you're going in.
Correct.
But at this time in February, it's extremely cold there. So we decided not to go there because one, we are on motorcycles and we don't have the energy to do a huge amount of off-roading.
Correct.
Secondly, we did not have the gear to climb 7 kilometers to the top of the mountain. And thirdly, I was not feeling well. I had a terrible cold, and so we decided that this time we will let Phong Pui go.
Correct.
And then there's one more beautiful place to look at. From Sanghao, you can go to
Longlai.
Long Klai.
Yeah.
From Long Klai, you make Long Klai your base, and then you
The Castle of Beno.
go to a tourist lodge or whatever, stay there. And then from there you can ride down to Castle of Benno. That is also not very far away from Longklai.
Yeah.
You can go there. In fact, there's also a place called Saiha, from where you can go to Castle of Benno. So that's also a very beautiful place, which we had to skip.
We have to skip because we were running out of the days, because the travel time will increase, the number of days will increase, and we have a fixed time to reach to Guwahati, part of it. So yeah, we skipped that, but definitely if you have time and energy, you should try that. Um, and so from Sangha, when we came back to the place called
Tenzal.
Tanzol. Tanzol is a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a small town, quite well maintained. It even have a race course. It even has
Golf course.
golf course. It has waterfalls, good
And
sunset
the, and the
point.
tourist lodge is absolutely
Absolutely
beautiful.
beautiful.
It is luxurious in a way.
Like
because
you have
the
a bed warmer
bed
and a
warmers
tourist
and
wall.
everything, yeah.
So that in that way, yes, definitely that was a really good place. So Tenzal is a good place if you are looking for some touristry part of thing to do. Then yes, Tenzal can be one of your in your itinerary. You should add Tenzal as one of the part of it. So when we came to Aizawl, now Aizawl is a capital, but it's a congested city, right? Where I really see how the traffic rules are followed. I mean, the people are so decent, so meticulous that they follow the rules by heart. I mean,
And some of the rules have been changed
yeah,
in Aizawl, we saw. So, for example, the hotel in which we were staying, Corporate Guest House, it was in a small lane and people were driving on the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side, which is the rule in India. So, because if you want to take a left turn, it takes a little bit more space for you to take a left turn.
Yeah, because
Same
there
with
are
people who are
steep.
coming in, if they want to go up, then they would need more space. So everybody's decided that this is how we will drive here,
Yeah.
and everybody knows it
Knows it.
naturally. So so that was very nice.
Not everywhere, just some part of it.
Some parts of the city,
where
yeah.
there are steep curves which they need to take and all.
And one of the places where we were driving, it
Oh
was
my
at
God.
least 70 degrees
60 to 70
down,
degrees
and
down.
we were so scared. But then the people there were driving there very easily, very comfortably, because they're locals and
They are
they're used to
locals.
driving in terrains like that.
Driving that BMW and even Interceptor itself, I was feeling like I will just topple down.
I was wondering what would happen if I would have to stop on the steep slope. It would have
That
been
was
impossible.
fun. That was fun. Yeah.
So we start our journey back tomorrow.
Yeah, we start our journey back tomorrow. One more night in Mizoram.
And then there is Silchar. And then one
Haflong.
more thing that I'm looking forward to is Haflong. I've heard quite a lot about Haflong, about the natural beauty
Correct.
in Haflong. And there is also this interesting phenomenon that happens in Haflong where a whole flock of birds would come and commit suicide in the fire every few years or so. I've heard about it, I've read about it. So we'll go and take a look at where that happens.
Correct.
And then it's back to Guwahati.
Back to Guwahati. So, overall, I can say in the last, Mizoram is majestic. It is majestic Mizoram. It's raw. It's unexplored. Still evolving.
It's virgin.
It's virgin.
Come and explore Mizoram.
Come and explore Mizoram with very least expectations. Then only you can enjoy.